Dearest, beloved, divine friends, brothers, sisters, this is In the Raw, RK's Guyana Free Media. And I'm feeling so very upset with so many things, some nationalistic, some having to do with criminal activity. Criminal activity, Commission of Police, and police officers. And so, friends and families, criminality seems to be overriding our country. Criminality seems to be overtaking us. It is something very worrisome, government of Guyana. And if we are having problems, government of Guyana, and I'll put this in the print media, we might have to follow the lead that was set, I think was Jamaica, in which they had a local commissioner of police and a Scotland Yard or British commissioner of police to work along because of the corruption they have in that country. The same thing here. We've seen already over $150 million recently stolen. 125 or 150 guns cannot be found, especially guns that are stolen, and or guns where police seized, and police have a problem with guns, to my opinion, friends and families. When police seize people guns, they don't like to return them. They like to keep them at the police station. They like to use some of them, not legally, some bad ones, and then they will use the people's weapon and so forth. Sometimes for wicked things, it is said. Sometimes they rent out people weapons. Not all the police, some of them, who give bad name to the Guyana police force that I love so much. I've been telling them about people who are getting robbed in the streets, policemen and women getting robbed in the streets of their bicycles and their motorcycles, security personnel and citizens. Telling them to have a special team. Who knows, maybe some of the people who are robbing the citizens of the bicycle and so on, maybe they're police, some of them. That is why they don't want to do anything about it. But I'm saying these few bad ones are giving the Guyana police force, whom I have so much of respect for, a very, very bad name. So I'm recommending to the police department, the honorable minister, please, minister, let them have a team that moves around undercover in bicycles with smart clandestine communication devices that people can't see or the criminals can't see, and as they try to steal the bicycles and the motorcycles, that they can be easily traced, tracked, or stopped in their tracks and arrested. You need to stop suspects with bicycles on the road and search them, see if they have guns and weapons. And in the nights, move around with motorcycles and even bicycles and see who are targeting the police, the security personnel, the ordinary workers, who are and the Guyanese citizens. A bicycle is a poor man's motor car. I heard a judge when I was a little boy. I was impressed with that magistrate, that a bicycle is a poor man's motor car. And so here I have an article with me. It's very painful, man. It's like wanting to bring tears in my eyes. Hard-working people are the ones who have been targeted. And here is a decent man, Mr. Terence Dickey. Wonderful, look joyful soul. You can judge people from their faces. A businessman was yesterday shot in the morning, dead during a scuffle with a bandit who invaded his Suez Dyke home. This is on the Kaiture News, Tuesday, November 24th. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and families, in the raw, RK's Guyana Free Media. According to a police report, the incident occurred just after 0:30 hours, that's 12:30 midnight, just after midnight, at the businessman's address where he lived with his wife, Loyola Dickey, 42, a businesswoman, his daughter, and his 18-year-old nephew. It is reported that 4 identifiable males armed with handguns broke into the businessman's house from the lower flat through a northern window and escaped through a southern door with an undisclosed sum of cash after shooting the businessman. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a man who's working and struggling to take care of his family, in bed with his wife, his daughter, nephew, his son, in their home, trying to rest after a hard day's work. And these swines, these bastards, these criminals, these low-lifers who needs to be found and wiped out one way or the other, or found and sent to prison and then fixed in such a way that when they return out of prison, they cannot do those things again. Fixed in a certain way. There are certain ways to fix them. Dickie's nephew was awakened by two of the suspects who pointed a handgun to his chest and carried him to his uncle's bedroom and instructed him to tell his uncle to open the door. After Terence opened the door, a fight ensued between him and one of the suspects. As a result of the fight, the other suspect discharged a round which struck Dickie in his chest. The suspects then went to Dickie's wife and demanded that she handed over the cash. They then proceeded to ransack the rooms before escaping. And after reaching the hospital, he was pronounced dead. Ladies and gentlemen, what is truly going on here in this country where criminality is concerned? There are ways to combat this, and one is not by being nice, police. One is being serious, going after to fix them. And I'm not saying about judicial killings, but to fix them in such a way that they can't steal again and to send them to prison for such long times. I've tirelessly asked for the three strikes law in Guyana. We need a three strikes law in this country. Friends and family, 3 strikes and you go to jail for life in any kind of armed robbery, from a pen knife or a baby knife to a big knife to a cutlass to a gun, any weapon, a broken bottle, a piece of wood, anything. They need to be fixed. And friends and families, I'll just give you another one. Flight attendant beaten and robbed by bicycle bandits. On Saturday, a flight attendant was beaten and robbed of her belongings at her Plaisance, East Coast Demerara home. The victim is identified as Kaiture Otho, age 28, of Prince William Street, Plaisance. According to the police report, the robbery occurred around 2200 hours. Based on the police information received, Otho was standing in front of her yard when 2 men confronted her. Now they're attacking the woman in front of their home. 2 men confronted her, one of which was allegedly armed with a handgun. She reportedly told police that one of the suspects held a gun to her, demanding that she hand over her valuables. She reported that after she refused to do so, the suspect dealt several blows to her face and robbed her of a handbag valued $9,000, a cell phone valued $45,000, and $31,200 in cash. The report further stated that the men escaped on 2 separate bicycles on Sunday when Kaiture News contacted the PRO of the Guyana Police Force, Royston Andres Jr. He disclosed that no arrest was made so far. Investigation into the matter is still continuing. So here's a lady standing in front of her house, and bicycle bandits with gun. This is what I'm saying. Police, man, y'all do some work, man. Stop 2 boys or 3 or 4 moving around in bicycles and search them. Then lock them up if you find weapons and jail them. You have to have stop and search reinstituted, friends and families, ladies and gentlemen, in this country. Look at this lady, obviously hard-working person, you know, a flight attendant, poor lady, and tell you what, criminality doesn't have race anymore. Criminals will attack anyone that they feel that could be useful and good to them. That after she refused to do so, the suspect dealt several blows on her face and robbed her. Imagine they punched a mother, a woman, even if she's not a mother yet, but one who will become a mother, someone's sister, or someone's wife, or someone's daughter, and all of the above, and robbed her. Divine, beloved friends and families. This is truly horrendous, horrific, and painful to my opinion. Very, very harsh, sad, and painful, my beloved, divine brothers and sisters, friends and families. I see someone write an article that some Everton Morris. I'm not going to read it, and I didn't read it, but because of the evil shenanigans taking place at the wars, and then we have shortage of staff, right? That he's saying that these lazy and sporadic damp November days, I sometimes get a glimpse of TV show called Undercover Boss. All right, and he's trying to say that at our wars we need some undercover agents. Come on, they have that. The undercover agents, everybody know everybody in this country, and also they could be bought out. But the gentleman who wrote this article means good. So I just wanted to share that with you, friends and families, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. May the universal creator and Lord God of the worlds be kind to you and to our country, friends and families. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Roshinkan, saying thank you for tuning in into the raw Arcades Guyana Free Media.